some companies do sales really badly, and today I'm going to go for a rant about it. This is going to go up on Black Friday, so yay me for actually doing something with good timing. Before I get into that though, I just want to remind everyone that I've got a $5 discount on my own merch until the end of November. And then after that, they're going back to the recommended prices, and the discount is not coming back. So at least for the Stream Elements shop, I am still thinking of doing a shop on like Spreadshop, and I think they automatically like make discounts across their whole platform. So if I decide to do that, then it would be their sales, not ones that I've made up myself. But anyway, so the reason that I've made this sale just for the end of November, just as a launch thing, and then never again. I'm not going to bother with more sales in the future. So if you want one, get one now before that happens. But the reason that I'm doing it that way is partly my own reaction to how big companies do sales, because I just think, they annoy me. Also, you know, I'm not a big company. I don't have time to sit around. How am I going to do all this marketing and try and squeeze money out of people? No, I did a launch sale because I want to do a launch sale to, you know, celebrate and also thank my biggest supporters who get in and buy it first. So yeah, but from today, you've got like 1 week left, maybe less. But yeah, so if you want one of my shirts, which I am wearing here, and it's so soft and comfortable, yeah, get in now before the sale ends. Okay, so the point of the video is because there are some companies who just do sales really badly, and it's annoyed me for ages, and so today I'm going on a rant. But yeah, so like, I mean, I understand why sales exist, okay? And, you know, I understand at certain times of year it makes sense to do a sale, or it's during certain market conditions, you know, maybe they have too much stock and they need to get rid of stuff, like, you know, clearance sales, for example. That makes sense. But there are some companies who just, they have constant sales and then really predictable sales. And if you follow them for a while, you end up catching on, and it's just like, you know, they don't really incentivize you to buy at any other time of the year. Anyone who does, and then suddenly there's the sale that comes up, they end up feeling crap because, you know, this is just a constant thing that they do. And I think, like, you know, at first, some of these sales seem quite good, and so the consumer can feel, yay, like, you know, cool, I got a sale, I got something on sale, yay me. But once you spot the pattern, at least those of us who are a bit more clued on to this kind of thing, you know, you start thinking, oh, they're treating me like an idiot. And so 3 companies I want to call out here. Well, let's start with the first, DeviantArt. Okay, you know, I've been on DeviantArt for a long time, but these days I don't really pay attention. I just log in now and then to check whether I have any notifications, because I used to get them. But when I log in, I notice they've got their subscription service Core, and they quite often do 50% off sales. And recently, like, they did a Halloween sale, I think, so 50% off their Core membership, and then it went back to full price. And then Black Friday, suddenly they have had like an early Black Friday sale, so it's 50% off again. And it's just constantly 50% off with like little periods of not being like that. And anyone who spends any amount of time on DeviantArt will see this pattern. And like, you know, so clearly your core thing is overpriced if you can just constantly give this sale and try and manipulate people to think that they got a deal when really this is what you're constantly running. So why don't you just set the price at that from the start instead of trying to bullshit people into thinking that they got a good deal? I've just seen that constantly. Like, a long time ago, before they sold the company to, I don't know who runs it now, but I did have a subscription on DeviantArt, and that's because my computer was so bad it couldn't load DeviantArt with all the ads, so I paid for it to get rid of ads for like a year or so. And I used to pay for it, but yeah, when I dropped out of that whole online art stuff, you know, just forgot about it, don't pay for it, haven't paid for it for a long time. But yeah, when they shifted to calling it Core, and then seeing some of the new developments and changes on the website, and I've just started noticing these constant sales. I'm like, DeviantArt, get your shit together. Stop treating people like idiots. Like, just, it's constantly on sale, and so that one pisses me off. All right, another one that annoys me a little bit less, but is still pretty annoying, is Tea Turtle. I like Tea Turtle's designs. I've done a couple of like unboxings and look at all the shirts I got. But I follow them on Facebook, and they do the same thing. It's constant sales. Some sales are better than others, but the ones you wait for are the 50% off sales. And they're pretty reliable, like at certain times of year. For example, Black Friday, and then sometimes they'll only have a certain range that they do, big discounts on. But there are certain times of the year, and so you just wait until they do another 50% off sale, and then you go and buy then. And it's like, well, if you can constantly do these sales, doesn't that mean that a lot of your stuff is overpriced? But where I give them a pass that I don't give to DeviantArt is that, they're constantly releasing new designs, and people must love those new designs, because by the time the sales come around, I notice there's often not my size left. So at least, it does feel a bit more like they might be trying to move some of the leftover stock, but on the other hand, a lot of those designs have been around for a while and they seem to keep printing them, so I don't know. But yeah, so I give them a little bit of a pass, because I can imagine those initial sales to their initial purchases that people are making are trying to get their size. But then they have constant sales, and then because they have a few different sizes, I can actually fit into a few different ones. So the junior sizes I didn't like, but the women's and the men's, I can choose between them. I can fit into the small and the medium women's, so I don't have to get my exact size. But yeah, it's just seeing the constant sales, it does kind of make you think, are your shirts constantly overpriced if you can constantly afford to be giving this big a discount? It annoys me a bit. And then why would you buy from Tea Turtle full price if it's constantly being like that, unless you really, really, really wanted a design, but they're just shirts, so is it really worth it? Yeah. And then the last company that I really want to have a go at is Pandora. So the reason I follow Pandora is because Mum went through a phase of being really into that stuff. She used to go on cruises, and I think the cruises gave her a little charm, and it wasn't a Pandora charm, it was their version of the sort of Pandora idea. And then from there, she's gradually collected more and more things from around the world, different things, and then likes Disney and so on. So I ended up getting myself a Pandora account just so I could get extra discounts and keep up with their new products and sales, just in case there's something to buy Mum, because I do buy gifts for the family, and this is the thing that I do. For me, the appeal is going on a hunt and trying to find that perfect gift. I've sort of turned it into a little bit of a sport for myself, and so buying gifts for the family. Pandora made it really easy for Mum for a while, although she sort of moved off it because they've come up with some really weird designs, and I don't even know what market they're going after. Marvel, it's sort of the women with money, I think, is their core demographic, and sort of more conservative. They don't do cheap looking designs and out there designs, but then they've gone for this whole Marvel collab, and then weird artists that no one really cares about. Anyway, I'm getting off topic. But so what they do with sales, similar thing, around Mother's Day and Christmas, they always have this particular deal where if you spend a certain amount of money, they'll give you a free bangle, worth $100, they say. Obviously at Black Friday, they also have the 20% off pretty much everything except their most recent collaborations and certain products. These are really predictable sales. And something I've noticed is they'll even advertise before an event like Mother's Day. They'll advertise for a while in the lead up saying, oh, we've got all these products, get ready for Mother's Day. But if you buy too early, you miss out on the sale. And so some people actually buy it, and I see on Facebook, then suddenly they'll have their sale that has the free bangle thing. And people will be like, oh, I just bought one yesterday. I don't, why'd you do this timing? I wanted the, I would have gotten the free bangle and all that. So they're actually advertising, knowing that they're going to have this sale, and then it's every year they do this, they have the free bangle thing. So people who've been watching them for a while know that this is coming, but new people to the thing don't realize. And then there's this, and they feel like they missed out. A lot of them say they're going to go back to the store, return it, and then re-buy it so they can get the bangle. Super predictable stuff, and it just, the way that they've done the marketing to make people buy stuff right before a sale is going to happen is annoying. And then just the constant predictability of things. Why would you buy Pandora stuff outside sale time, knowing that it's coming up and most of the products will still be there. Like at the start of each year, they release a charm that is like that year's limited edition, whatever, and they're like, be quick, get in there. But you can often find them towards the end of the year, at least in Sydney stores. You can still find them towards the end of the year. It's on their website. And it just feels like they're trying to do the marketing thing, but they're kind of treating their customers like idiots. And so those of us who are in their membership club, we see this happening where they're constantly trying to advertise like, yeah, stuff in the lead up, but we're all like, we're not buying it now, we're waiting for your sale, come on. So of course now Mum has a lot of bangles because we're constantly going for that deal. And then we have done the occasional Black Friday thing as well. And then they also have birthday discounts, and then they have an anniversary discount. And so I happen to have my anniversary right around Mother's Day and all that. And so like you can sort of stack things, so you can get the bangle but also have your anniversary discount on top of it, as long as you still spend enough money to get the bangle. And there's just stuff like that, and it always makes me feel like if you can run these things constantly, it must mean it's overvalued. I guess I'm a little bit more pissed off with Pandora because the designs lately have really dropped the ball. There's some knockoff Pandora companies out there, and their designs are much more interesting. And like if you're going to suddenly go for the youth nerd market, like Marvel characters, a lot of them that appeal more to a male audience than a female audience, so like I don't know that Pandora is really going to be able to get into the male market that easily. But if they really want to go for the youth market, which is where they seem to be focusing both with the Marvel, also with Pandora Me, that range, they're trying to go for the youth stuff. Why do you focus on such crappy, boring designs? Like, younger people want more than that. And so I'm not going to name the company because I don't know if they're really legit, but I've seen one that comes up on Facebook a lot, and they have really interesting designs, many more designs than Pandora puts out, and much more appealing to the market that Pandora seems to be shifting to. Pandora also did a collaboration with some artist who I think might be dead. I haven't actually looked up, but people are saying like, if you really understood this artist, you'd know that this collaboration is not what they'd go for, and to consumers, blah blah. I don't really know, but to me the designs, they're so tacky. They're not like that original Pandora thing that got Mum interested and a lot of people of her demographic. I don't even know who that's targeted at. So I'm probably a bit more pissed off at that, but I've just noticed their sales and the way that they do sales, and it's so predictable. So why, like, I never buy at Pandora unless there's a sale, or like I don't even use my birthday discount because I don't want anything for myself. I'm only buying it for Mum. It's just and so there's 3 companies who have these really predictable sales and who do things in a way that kind of annoy you if you don't realize they're coming up and you buy at the wrong time. And then all of a sudden there's this sale that's constantly happening. It's just like, so I've sort of taken to paying more attention to companies before I want to buy something from them, because I know there's going to be a sale coming up. There are some companies that maybe you have to buy things throughout the year. For example, like buying Hope's pet stuff. He gets hungry, I can't wait for a sale to buy him some food, for example. But when it's these more gifty, unnecessary things, it's just, it feels dishonest. And so if I come back around to my own merch and my own way of doing sales, I'm not doing what these companies do that annoys me. I'm doing one sale for my stuff, my launch sale, $5 off everything in the shop. Then at the end of the month, it's going back to the full price, and there's never going to be a sale again, because I want my strongest followers to realize I care about them, and I want to thank them properly. So thank you for following me for like 10 years or however long, and then for the people who haven't followed me as long but are that enthusiastic that they also jumped on board straight away, like that makes me feel good, and I want you to feel good that you got the sale, and it's never happening again. And people who didn't get on board on time, they miss out. Of course, I appreciate anyone who does buy my merch into the future who discovers me late, but I really want to thank my hardcore supporters and my longest term supporters. So I'm doing the sale once and then it's not coming back. The only way it's coming back is if I do spread shop and they seem to have a different way of doing sales that I'm not able to control. So maybe that would be a way, but I don't even know whether I could offer the same prices as I do with Stream Elements. So that's something I want to find out. But in terms of sales that I run, this is happening once and then never again. So yeah, because often sales are sort of also done to like give a sort of feeling of scarcity, I think. So like don't miss out, the fear of missing out kind of thing. Oh, and Pandora sent me an email saying, do you have Black Friday FOMO? And I'm like, no, I don't, because I know there'll be more sales later. And also the products have gotten a bit crap. But, you know, like they're trying to manipulate you in terms of FOMO, but you know the sale's coming back. So why do you have a fear of missing out? If you know there's always going to be another sale, you just have to be patient. With mine though, if you miss out this time, you do miss out. With that little asterisk about spread shop, if I ever get my act together and actually make it happen. But yeah, this is the only way to get my shirts at this price for the foreseeable future, because we all know that I procrastinate, and you know, now that I have one company doing the shirts, I feel less pressure to get the other one going. Although the fact that Spreadshop makes a little like teddy, and they also have like a little dog version and they wear your little shirts, I kind of do want to do that, so eventually, but that's not going to happen this year. But yeah, no, I just, you know, if you're going to try and manufacture scarcity, like, you got to actually stick to it instead of you saying, you know, you're going to miss out. And if I can just go back to DeviantArt one more time, they say, oh, the 50% thing is running out soon. And then you get up to that date and they're like, we've extended the 50% discount for another week. You know, get in, it's your last chance. And then they extend it again. They've done that in recent times. They've extended it multiple times. And I'm just sitting there going, what are you people doing? You're trying to manipulate people by manufacturing this idea that they're going to miss out, and then you extend it anyway. Like, imagine you're someone who fell for that and you see that and then you're like, well, I'm an idiot, and I could have done this whenever it was convenient to me instead of believing their crap. So I like to treat my audience with, and you know, my supporters with a bit more respect than that, respecting people's intelligence. And yeah, that's just something that annoyed me today. So it's Black Friday when I'm posting this. This is my launch sale, Black Friday sale, and then I am never setting it up again. You will have to wait and see whether or not I get Spreadshop going if you miss out on this deal. So that's my rant for today. And you know, Black Friday, do I really want to go out and fight all those people? I mean, it's not as bad in Australia as what we see in America, but I do not like busy shopping centres, so it might be about time for me to stop going out unless I really, really need something. But sometimes life makes you go out of the house anyway. I just don't like when a lot of people are around. Maybe my best bet is that the economy is, you know, people are being squeezed, so maybe shops won't be as busy if I do have to go out. Am I the only person who is, like, finding the bright side of economic difficulties? Anyway, yeah, I love my shirt, and thank you everyone for supporting me, and also those of you who've given me feedback saying your shirts came in or the other products have come in and telling me, you know, that you're loving them as well. Yeah, that makes me feel good, because I wanted this for myself, but the fact that other people are enjoying it as well, that's fun, and it makes me feel like, yeah, it was really worth doing this. And so I'll make more shirt designs in the future. I don't know if I'll do launch discounts for other shirt designs that I make. That's for future me to decide. But this design, once only, never again, asterisk Spreadshop. And that's my rant for the day. Catch you later. Buy my stuff.